Morning. So, in the first reading from the Acts of the Apostles, this Pharisee, Gamaliel, who is respected, he's a teacher, he says, hey, guys, let's be careful what we do with these apostles, okay? Put them outside, right, so that they don't hear their deliberation. But he says, let's be careful what we do with these guys, okay? Because in the past, there have been these mysterious people who have come, and we thought, hey, we don't like this, and we're going to oppose it. And then it ended up being something good. And he says, if it's of human origin, it'll fizzle out. But if it's of God, then it's going to continue, and we're going to know. And of course, it's 2,000 years later, and here we are still going strong, right? And so there's something to be said about listening to things and hearing things, and maybe even hearing from people or places that we don't want to hear from. And recognizing that there's a source of truth there. Recognizing that God speaks to us in various ways. That God speaks to us in ways that we don't expect. That God speaks to us oftentimes in ways that can be jarring and even upsetting. Anytime I hear somebody, say something and I know in my heart, I know it's true, but it's just like totally against what I wanted to hear, or it's from a person who just, when I hear him speak, I want to, put their face against the wall. It just drives me absolutely insane. And I know that it's God, right? I know that it's God speaking to me. I know that it's God saying, hey, dummy, wake up and listen. And sometimes we need that, right? Sometimes we need to be told, wake up, right? Get your head in the right place. Listen and do the will of God. And the Sanhedrin is listening to him, and they're not really fond on heeding him. And we see that Jesus in the gospel, who works this great miracle of feeding the 5,000 with 5 loaves and 2 fish, this great desire to nourish his people is something that can't be stopped. And so the church continues 2,000 years later to nourish the people of God, to speak the words of God, to proclaim the good news, to proclaim salvation, to lead people to Christ. What is our response? Do we argue with it? Do we disbelieve it? Do we disagree with it? Do we push back? Do we say, well, but I think that it'd be better if we did it this way? Or I think it'd be better if we were more like the world. If only we could be more worldly. Right? If only the world could tell the church, this is the way that it ought to be. But in our humility, we need to listen to the wisdom of the church. In our humility, we need to listen to the church calling us to follow Christ, to walk in his ways, to seek peace, that peace that he desires us to have. My peace I give you, my peace I leave with you. His words after the resurrection, peace be with you. That we may be ever united to Christ, that we may strive to do his will, that we may listen even when that voice comes from a place which we do not prefer, to listen even when that voice comes from someone that we don't like, and to say, Lord, help me to do your will.